Do you want to learn how to make this cool braided hat? Then you've come to the right place. I'm Little John Yarns. I create new patterns every week, so make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're always up to date. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you the braid stitch. You have the option of using one or two colors, but warning, if you're using two colors, your secondary color may show through, but I personally like that. The materials that we'll be using today are a 5mm crochet hook and Caron Simply Soft, which is a worsted weight yarn, and the colors Iceland Blue and the color Bone. I chose Caron Simply Soft because it works perfect with this stitch. All number 4 worsted weight yarns are not the same. The stitches lay flatter with a lighter worsted weight yarn. Here's a picture of the same pattern used with a heavier number 4 worsted weight yarn, such as the pink Red Heart Super Saver. The stitches came out a lot bulkier, but the choice is yours. Alright, remember to stop by my shop and grab your own crochet t-shirt. I'll leave all the information down in the description box below. Alright, let's hop into this tutorial. You're going to begin by making a chain that is a multiple of 8. What that means, you can either change 48, 56, 64, or 72. Whatever chain amount that fits around the circumference of your head, so you can make this for any size. For my tutorial, I'm working with 64 change. We're going to begin by slip stitching into the very first stitch to form a ring. My voice might sound a little funny. I'm a little, have a little cold. And we are just going to slip stitch to join. Okay, now chain 1. Your chain 1 will not count as a stitch. We're going to double crochet into the very same stitch. And we're going to double crochet in each stitch around. So you can pause your video here, continue placing one double crochet in every single chain all the way around until you make it to the other side. Okay, we've made it back around, and before you slip stitch to join, make sure you have the same correct amount that you started with. I chained 64, so I have 64 double crochets. Now we're just going to slip stitch to join into the very first double crochet. Right here. Slip stitch to join. This next row, we're going to repeat 4 times. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to do front post double crochets all the way across. To do that, you're going to yarn over, find that very first double crochet. We're not going to be working into the top parts, we're working into the post. So, let me zoom in, my camera got blurry. So that this is the chain, so this is the post right here. We're going to go behind it and push it forward and complete your double crochet. That is a front post double crochet. I'll show you one more time. Yarn over, find that second double crochet, go behind it and push that post forward like so and complete your double crochet. And one more time, front post, yarn over, go behind that post, push it forward and complete your double crochet. Alright, you can pause your video here. Continue putting front post double crochets all the way around until you make it to the other side. Okay, we finished our first row of front post double crochet. And once again, check your stitches. Make sure you still only have 64. And once you're done, we're going to slip stitch into the very first front post double crochet. This is your chain 1 and here's your front post double crochet. Slip stitch to join. Okay, we're going to repeat this last row 3 more times by chaining 1 and putting a front post double crochet into each stitch around. So you can pause your video here and complete the next 3 rows. We made it back around for the last stitch, and I'm going to show you how to change colors. If you don't need to change colors for this pattern, just continue as normal. So we're going to do that last front post double crochet, pushing that post forward, yarn over. You'll have 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2. We're going to drop this this blue yarn, and pick up your new color and wrap it around your hook. and pull through those last 2 loops. And you just change colors. All right, now we're just going to slip stitch to join into the very first front post double crochet right here. Here's that chain stitch, and here's the first stitch. And slip stitch to join. And I'm just going to work over my work. Crochet over top of my work. So chain 1, remember that does not count as a stitch. And we're going to double crochet into the very same stitch in every stitch around. So yarn over, go into that very first stitch right here. But I'm working over my tail ends. And complete your double crochet. Simple as that. Double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And make sure you cut your tail for this end. All right, pause your video here. Continue placing 1 double crochet in each stitch around until I meet you at the other side. All right, we made it back around, and we're going to do the last double crochet together, but we're going to only form a half double crochet so we can change colors. So yarn over, go into that last stitch, and pull through 2, and stop there. Drop this yarn, but we are not going to cut it. Pull up your secondary strand, wrap it around your hook, and pull through 2, and you just change colors. Before you slip stitch to join, make sure you have the correct amount of stitches going all the way around, multiples of 8. I use 64, so I still have 64 double crochets. So now we're just going to slip stitch to join into the very first double crochet. And chain 1. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And remember, we're not cutting your yarn, we're just working it as we go so we can switch back and forth with our colors. To begin this stitch, we're going to start like you would a front post double crochet, but stop halfway through. And we're going to go into this stitch 4 times. So yarn over, go into that post, push it forward, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. That's considered 1. Go back into the stitch by yarning over, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and that's your second time. Repeat, yarn over, go into that post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3. Once again, yarn over, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and that's 4. All right, so now we're going to pull through 2 4 more times without going through the stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2, that's 1, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3, and yarn over, pull through 2, that's 4. And that's the first half of your braid. So we're still working over top of our tails. In the same space right next to it, we're going to place 3 double crochets in the space where you see my finger. So do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Next, we just have to match the other side on the next post. We're going to place those 4 stitches or repeat stitches into this post right here. We're just going to call it a braid stitch to make it easier. So yarn over, go into that next post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 1. Go back into that post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, number 2. Yarn over, go into that next post, well, same post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, I believe that's 3. Yarn over, go into that same post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and that is 4. Now we're going to pull through 2 4 more times without going through the post. So pull through 2, 1, pull through 2, 2, pull through 2, 3, pull through 2, and 4. And that's what your first braid looks like. So right now we're going to drop that first color and pick up the original color. We're going to be working over top of this color so you won't see it anymore. All right, so flip that first braid to the front so you can see your work. You see this hole right here where my thumb is? We're going to start placing double crochets. 6 of them into the next, one double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So yarn over, go into that space immediately behind your braid and start your double crochet. That's 1 double crochet. And if you see this stitch is kind of loose, just take your tail, pull it tighter. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, once again, we're going to drop the tan and we're going to be working with the blue yarn because we're going to start another braid. Your next braid will be the stitch in front of, not the stitch in front of your work, not this stitch, but the stitch right here, this post. Remember, not this post because it's connected to this double crochet above it. So we'll be working in this next post. Sometimes it can be confusing. So yarn over, go into that next post, and we're going to repeat what we did before. So yarn over, pull through 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to pull through 2, 4 more times, just those top ones. 1, 2, 3. If you notice that's kind of loose, pull that just like so. And 4. And we're going to put 3 double crochets in the space where my thumb is. Pull some extra yarn, sorry about that. 1, 2, and 3. And once again, we're going to do the second half of your braid down the other side. So yarn over, go through that post 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now pull through the last 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're done with your second braid. Don't worry about this little color change that you see right here. Once your braids build up, this will be completely covered. So once again, we're going to drop that first color and pick up your tan. And we're going to work 6 double crochets. The first one is immediately behind your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, you can pause your video here. Continue doing those same exact stitches all the way around until you make it to the other side. Okay, we made it back around, and the first color that you work with, we're going to push it down to the back because we're not going to be working with this at all for this next row. We're just working with our tan. So we're going to slip stitch the join into the very first fan. To find your slip stitch, you'll see 2 little rungs sticking out the back of your work. I don't know if you can see that well. That's where we're going to slip stitch the join to. Right there. Now chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. We are going to double crochet, it's kind of like a post, into this very loop in between your fan and chain 3. So yarn over, I'll show you exactly where to go through. If you pull your work out like this, you'll see a little hole. We're going to go through that and push it forward. It's in between your fan and your 3 double crochets. And we're just going to do a double crochet. Just like that. And we're going to skip the 1, 2, 3 double crochets we put in the middle and put our stitch in between the 3 double crochets in the other half of your braid. So you see your 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and here's the fan part of your braid. We're going to stick our hook through there. Oops, forgot the yarn over. And complete a double crochet. Just like that. Now you're going to double crochet into the next 6 stitches. I'll move a little quickly because it's just a double crochet. So let me make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your first double crochet is right here. It's kind of where the blue is. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do a 6th one. 6. All right, we're going to do that little fan thing again. We're going to place a double crochet in between that fan space. So yarn over, locate that little hole in between your work, and complete a double crochet. And remember, we're going to skip these 3 right here and work into that space right here after your 3rd double crochet. So yarn over, go into that space there, all the way through the opposite side, and complete your double crochet. I'll show you one more time. Your first double crochet is immediately behind your work. It's kind of hard to see, but you're going to work into all those 6. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your 6th one is right here where you change colors. This is kind of lumpy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over, go through that hole from the back to the front. Complete your double crochet. Skip those center 3. Find that second little hole and go from the front to the back. And double crochet. All right, you can pause your video here and do that all the way around. And just a quick tip, if you're having trouble finding this very first stitch to double crochet into, just count backwards and you'll know where to start. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't see the 6th one, but it's right here, 6. All right, pause your video here, continue this same sequence all the way around, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, we've made it back around, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first double crochet. You see where we did this? So here's the top of your work, and slip stitch to join. Next, we're going to drop your tan, and we're going to pick up your teal, your very first color, and chain 1. We're going to begin by doing the first half of your braid stitch. You have to locate the 3 double crochets that you did in the middle of your work. That's what we're going to be working into, this first one and this 3rd one. To begin, we're going to do the work into the first post. So yarn over, go into that post, push it forward, and we're going to go in 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're going to yarn over and go through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and to tighten up this loose one, pull your tan string, there we go, and 4. And in your space right here, we're going to place 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go into that space. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to work back into that 3rd double crochet from before, right here. We're going to do the second half of our braid stitch. So yarn over, go into that post 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like before, drop your work and pick up your tan yarn. We're going to be working over top of your tail. We're going to double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So right here, so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. Not here, but this next stitch. That'll be your first one. Whoops, I forgot the yarn over. That's 1. If that stitch is too loose, pull. We're going to go 6 times. 1, 2, I'm moving a little bit faster. 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can pull that tight underneath. We're going to drop our tan. And just like before, pick up your tail. We're going to be working into these 3, look at your 3 double crochet sections, tongue twister. We're going to work in the first double crochet and the third. So let's begin by working into the first. So yarn over, go through this stitch 4 times. I'm going to move a little bit faster because I believe you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and pull through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, in that little space like before, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And working into that third double crochet right here, we're going to do the second half of our braid. So yarn over, go into that third post, push that stitch forward, and go in 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over and pull through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you can pause your video here, continue this pattern sequence all the way around until you make it to the other side. Okay, we've made it back around and we're just going to slip stitch to join. So place your slip stitch. All right, we're going to drop the blue and stay with your tan color and chain 1. We're going to repeat the last 2 rows until you have a total of 6 braids. I'll leave a timestamp below on exactly where to start your 2-row pattern repeat. This is what it looks like after you have 6 total braid stitches. Okay, we completed our additional rows, and now we're going to slip stitch to join as normal. And we're going to leave that turquoise piece or your secondary color, drop it down below like before. Chain 1, and once again we're going to work that first braid the same way as before. We're going to double crochet from the back to the front. Skip these 3. And work the other half of your braid with a double crochet. And this is where the pattern is going to change a little bit. We are going to double crochet together the first 2 stitches and the last 2 stitches. So let's double crochet together, yarn over, go into that first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. To complete it, we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. That's a double crochet together. Now double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So this is 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. And in your next 2 stitches, the last 2, we're going to double crochet together again. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 3. That is a double crochet together. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. I'll show you one more time, but I'm going to move a little bit quicker now. So we're going to double crochet into that first braid post. So we're going to insert from back to front and double crochet. We're going to skip those next 3 stitches right here and double crochet into the second half of your braid from front to back. Double crochet. And in the first 2 stitches, we're going to double crochet together. So insert into the first stitch, go into your next stitch to complete your double crochet together. Now once again, we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1 double crochet, next stitch, and 2. And like before, we're going to double crochet together the last 2 stitches. All right. I want you to continue that pattern all the way around until I meet you at the other side. So pause your video here. Okay, we've made it back around, and we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first double crochet. All right, and we're going to pick up that color from before. Chain 1. And we're going to work that very first double crochet with that braid stitch. Going 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yarn over, go through 2, yarn over 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 double crochets in the space where my finger is. And make sure you're crocheting over your work. 1, 2, and 3. And if you guys ever think I'm moving too fast, if you look down to the bottom of your viewer, if you're on your desktop, you'll see a little gear button. Click that and you can slow down this video to your liking. All right, back to the pattern. And we're going to go into the second half of our braid on that 3rd double crochet over. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this time we're going to double crochet 2 together 2 times. So I'll show you. We are going to switch over yarns back to your tan or whatever second color you're using. Yarn over, and we're going to double crochet together 2 stitches. Just like the row before. Yarn over and pull through 2. Now yarn over and go into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 3. Now we're going to double crochet 2 together again. Next stitch. Okay, now we are going to drop the tan, pick up your second color. I like to pull mine a little bit. And we are going to go into that very first double crochet again with your post. Whoops, I messed up. Hold on. I'm going to pause. Sorry, I had to fix my stitch. Okay, we're going to try it again. We're going to start that first half of your braid 4 times. Go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and to tighten that loose strand up, pull a little bit, and 4. I think you guys catch the drift. So you're going to finish this braid as usual, and you're going to double crochet 2 together once you make it on this side, all the way around until I meet you back at the other side. Okay, we made it back around, and we're going to drop that blue one back there, and we are going to slip stitch to join. Chain 1. We're going to double crochet into the very first half of your braid like normal. Yarn over, go to the back to the front, and complete your double crochet. Skip the middle 3. Work the second half of your braid. Go from the front to the back. Double crochet. And here's going to be your pattern repeat. We're going to double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, go into the first stitch. You can tell it's the double crochet. The stitch you're going into, because you created a double crochet together from the previous row right here. So go into the top of that, yarn over, pull through 2, go into your next stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, pull through 2, and pull through 3. And that is going to be your pattern repeat. We're going to double crochet. I'll do it quickly. Back to front. Skip 3. Double crochet in the second half of your braid. Front to back. Complete your double crochet. Then we're going to double crochet 2 together. Go into your next stitch and complete your double crochet 2 together. All right, sorry that was a little bit fast, but I'm trying to save some time on the video for the upload. All right, so you can pause your video here. You're going to complete that repeat all the way around until you make it to the other side. Okay, we made it back around, and we're going to work the last double crochet together, because we're going to transition into another color halfway through. So yarn over, go into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Now yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to drop this tan piece. We are no longer using tan for the rest of this pattern. So pick up your secondary color, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And we're going to slip stitch to join. Chain 1. This row is going to be worked almost the same as the others, but right in between your transition points from one braid to the next, we're going to change it up a little bit. But this first half is still the same. So yarn over, go into that first double crochet 4 times as normal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 double crochet in the space where my finger is. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to work down the other half of your braid into the third double crochet into the of your 3. Sorry, got tongue-tied. Oops, forgot the yarn over. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Typically, we would change colors here, but like I said, we're no longer using our tan piece. We're going to start a half a double crochet into the very next stitch. So yarn over, go into this stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's going to be considered going in one time to make our first half of our braid. So this is 1, yarn over. Now go into the very first double crochet of 3. This will be considered 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to continue as normal. So 3 into the next one. I'm moving a little bit faster because I think you catch the drift for the braids. 2, 3. Whoops, I'm sorry. Ooh, messed up that stitch. 2, and 3. Working down the second half of your braid, going 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll show you that combination one more time. So yarn over, go into the stitch right here, the previous row, double crochet together, and start half of your double crochet. That was considered going into the stitch one time. Yarn over, find that first double crochet of your 3, and this will be considered your second time. That's 2, 3, and 4, and yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you complete your braid as normal by placing 3 double crochet in here and creating the second half of your braid. So you can pause your video here, continue working those stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other side. Okay, we made it around, and we're going to do the last stitch together. You'll notice there's just one left, so we're just going to do a half double crochet. So go into that last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we're just going to slip stitch to join. And pull through those last 2. So now that matches the rest of your work. Chain 1. And the last 2 rows is just going to be single crochet 2 together. I'll show you how to do that. So we already chained 1. We're going to go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, go into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. That's a single crochet 2 together. I'll show you again. Go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. All right, you're going to single crochet 2 together all the way around until we make it to the other side. Well, you're just going to do that for 2 more rows. So I'll meet you after your completion of 2 rows of single crochet 2 together. All right, we completed our single crochet 2 together, and you're left with this little hole. You can either continue putting single crochets 2 together, or you can just sew your the top of your hat closed, like I'm going to do. I usually make a T or a plus sign when I'm sewing it closed, so I'll go up to the top. And side to side. Close up my top. All right, I'm going to show you what it looks like all done, and I'm going to add a pom-pom onto the top of my hat. If you enjoyed this tutorial, you'll definitely love my other crochet patterns. Why don't you check out my crochet funky hat? All right, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the very next tutorial.